There's a truth that most people run from, a truth so sharp, so merciless, that they drown themselves in noise just to avoid hearing it. But let me say it plainly. Comfort is the slowest form of death. You will not notice it at first. You will wake up in soft sheets, surrounded by warmth, telling yourself you are safe. You will eat what you crave, distract yourself with endless entertainment, and convince yourself you are happy. But deep inside, something begins to rot. The muscles weaken, the spirit softens. The fire that once drove humanity to conquer mountains, seas, and empires turns into dying embers. Comfort whispers, "Stay here, do less, rest longer." And before you know it, everything inside you that was once alive has begun to decay. But pain is a different kind of teacher. It does not whisper, it strikes. It does not lull you into sleep, it shakes you awake. Pain drags you to the edge of who you are and dares you to cross it. It strips you of illusions, forces you to see reality without its mask, and demands that you grow or be broken. This is why every great mind, every warrior of the past, every soul who carved their name into eternity understood one thing: pain builds, comfort destroys. And if you think I'm wrong, look around. Look at the masses who live their entire lives chasing comfort, food, pleasure, endless consumption. Do they look strong? Do they radiate peace? Or do they appear restless, anxious, fragile? Now look at the ones forged in pain. The soldier, the survivor, the man or woman who has stared into the abyss and kept walking. Their eyes are steady. Their spirit cannot be bent. They may carry scars, but those scars are proof of life, proof of resilience. You see, the modern world has given us everything we want, but stripped us of what we need. We were not designed for softness. Our ancestors endured hunger, cold, war, and endless uncertainty. That was the forge that made them sharp. Today we drown ourselves in abundance, yet complain of emptiness. Why? Because suffering was the architect of meaning. And when you remove suffering, you remove the very force that chisels the soul into something unbreakable. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your ally, your silent companion, your ruthless guide. It teaches discipline when nothing else will. It teaches patience when the world refuses to give you what you desire. It teaches you how fragile life is, and in that lesson, it teaches you how sacred every breath becomes. Comfort, however, numbs you. It makes you forget death, forget the fleeting nature of existence. It tells you there will always be tomorrow, and so you waste today. You waste it in meaningless scrolling, shallow pleasures, false security. But one day tomorrow will not come, and on that day you will realize that comfort has been betraying you all along. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that life is war and a journey far from home. Seneca reminded us that suffering is the training ground for the soul. Epictetus, once a slave who lived with pain every day, taught that we should not pray for an easier life, but for stronger shoulders. These men understood that pain is not cruelty, it is clarity. Comfort is not kindness, it is poison. But let's be brutally honest. Pain is not pleasant. It will break you before it builds you. It will strip you bare, take away the illusions you love, force you to face truths you don't want to face. Pain will humble you, expose your weakness, and show you that you are far smaller than you believed. And that is why it works. That is why it builds. Because the man who has been broken and rebuilt is no longer afraid of breaking. The woman who has suffered and endured is no longer afraid of suffering. Comfort, on the other hand, will make you fragile. A soft life creates soft people, and soft people break at the smallest touch of reality. You've seen it. Someone loses their job and collapses into despair. Someone faces heartbreak and crumbles into pieces. Someone is criticized once, and their identity shatters. Why? Because they were never forged in fire. They lived wrapped in the silk of comfort, so when the world finally struck them, as it always does, they had no armor, no discipline, no scars to protect them. Understand this. Life will hurt you. Whether you invite pain through discipline or wait for pain to arrive uninvited, it will come. The question is whether you will face it as a prepared warrior or as a helpless victim. Suffering is not something you choose once and escape forever. It is the constant law of existence. The body ages, loved ones die, fortunes vanish. Time slips through your fingers no matter how tightly you hold it. To live is to suffer. The only choice you have is this. Will you suffer passively, cursing life for being cruel, or will you suffer actively, using pain as your teacher, your builder, your sharpening stone? Do not misunderstand. Comfort is not always physical. Sometimes it is silence when you should speak. Sometimes it is conformity when you should resist. Sometimes it is choosing to stay small because you fear failure. Comfort is not just a soft bed or a full plate of food. Comfort is the cowardice of the spirit, the refusal to face life as it is, and that is why comfort destroys. Because it kills not the body, but the soul, slowly, silently, like poison in the veins. But pain awakens. It reminds you that you are alive. It tells you that you are still fighting, still breathing, still becoming. Pain is proof that you are not finished yet. The truth is simple, though few will accept it. Pain is the path to freedom. When you stop running from it, when you embrace it, when you let it carve you into something stronger, then comfort loses its grip on you. You no longer fear loss because you have survived it. You no longer fear failure because you have faced it. You no longer fear death because you have learned to live fully with the awareness of it. This is not a comfortable philosophy. It does not promise happiness, pleasure, or peace without price. But it is the only philosophy that will make you unbreakable. Dark Stoicism is not about escaping suffering. It is about wielding it. Not about avoiding pain, but about letting pain shape you into something greater than you ever imagined. And so I leave you with this final truth. Comfort will cost you everything. Pain will give you everything. Comfort will take your strength, your discipline, your courage, and leave you with nothing but regret. Pain will take your illusions, your arrogance, your fragility, and leave you with something rare, something eternal, a soul forged in fire. Do not run from pain. Do not seek comfort as your refuge. Walk into the storm willingly. Face the suffering that life offers you, because in the end, it is not comfort that will define you, it is pain. And if you can endure it, if you can embrace it, if you can learn from it, then you will rise from the ashes of your old self as something the world cannot touch. Remember this: comfort is death disguised as kindness. Pain is life disguised as cruelty. Choose wisely which master you will serve.